I guess we should talk about the Brett Cooper stuff, because I did want to talk about this. What time is it? Okay, whew, man. Sorry, I'm starting to get real tired real quick, because it's like getting past my bedtime.
Seems to be going from bad to worse.
Yes, what is it? Oh,
This
sorry.
really
Sydney Watson, give her a follow. Does some, just commentary stuff.
just seems to be going from bad to worse. This really just seems to be going from bad
Fucking
to worse.
YouTube ads, get fucked. I fucking hate you. Well, I mean, it's probably her ads too.
Hi, my name is
whatever.
Sydney. Welcome back to hell. And as per usual, before we launch in, today's video is sponsored by Fume. And of course, by my company, Lions Tea Exchange. And guess what? It's almost Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah, that's right. She
so
made a
why
tea
not
company.
get your lovely lady, or lovely man, the gift of tea? Look, this raspberry elderflower rosé flavor. It's pink and perfect. Put it with an Earl Grey if you want. Also perfect. Put them in my wooden gift boxes.
No, thank you.
Your loved one will cry
I don't want
tears of
tea.
happiness because of your
Thank you very
thoughtfulness. Look
much.
at you go. Good job, you. Of course, I will link everything in the description box. Also, side note, because I do handwrite all of the gift notes that go through my tea company, if you guys wanted to do another round of chaotic and psycho roses are red poems like we did last year for Valentine's Day, I can totally do that. Or if you have another idea of something weird that I can do for all of you, let me know. If you do want a roses are red poem, once again, if you place an order, just write in the gift area poem and I will write you a psycho poem. They got really chaotic last year. Now, as most of you probably already know, about a month ago, I covered the news of conservative commentator Brett Cooper leaving her show at the conservative media company, The Daily Wire. And if you watched that video, you know that I expressed some opinions. But it's been a little while now, so I thought that we would check back in and see what's going on. Just have a little look-see at how the channel is doing. Oh, that is unfortunate.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was strange what happened with the whole, with the whole cousin getting into the spotlight now, and then, yeah, the whole thing with the, the CEO of the Daily Wire, or whoever's handling that stuff, right?
Jokes aside, when I last talked about this, I said in no uncertain terms that I am of the opinion that Daily Wire have set Reagan Conrad, the new host of the comment section, up for abject failure, regardless if she did anything to Brett or not. And I really think—
Yeah. When she made her comeback, when she came back, it looked like she was not taking it very well about what happened. Cause yeah, all I can say is probably some shit went down behind the scenes probably, and it didn't look good.
At least for now, that I am 100% right. I love being right. Although you don't really have to be an internet scientist to see that this was always going to be a train wreck. Over the last month, the channel has continued to bleed subscribers, and the channel views are way down. Then people discovered Reagan's previous YouTube channel, and this obviously didn't help the accusations that she's been trained to act like Brett. Then Reagan's cousin Riley Conrad made a spicy TikTok video,
a lot of this didn't help,
blaming Brett for the disdain that her cousin is facing. Then a mysterious Redditor who reportedly works for the Daily Wire outed a bunch of information about the situation, and only a few days ago,
that's right. Yeah, that's what it was.
This off with something so absurd.
Yeah, it was that post, and then that was that post made him come out and talk about it.
That I don't know why it happened. The Daily Wire's own CEO, Jeremy Boring, discussed Brett and Reagan in a Q&A video on the company's website.
I don't know why he did that. Yeah, this was so weird.
So, safe to say, a lot has happened in the last little while, and if I'm being honest, none of this, at all, has helped. It's only accelerated the show's downward cycle.
Yeah.
What can
it only helped Brett Cooper, that's for sure.
A raring good start. So to recap for those of you who weren't aware, Brett Cooper is a 20-something-year-old conservative commentator who was the host of the
she's pretty young.
Section. In the last few years,
in her young 20s,
millions of subscribers, and Brett grew a really dedicated fan base. But very recently,
because I think the Daily Wire put her on when she was 18 or something like that.
more or less out of
Right.
nowhere.
Basically, she was fresh out of
was over and she was moving on.
high school, I think, when they put her on.
Situation video. Once again, Brett, blink if you need some help. In this process, and for whatever reason, Daily Wire decided to replace Brett with her former best friend and producer, Reagan Conrad. Brett has since unfollowed Reagan on socials, we all know what that means, as well as unfollowing Daily Wire CEO Jeremy Boring. There are also, and were also, many rumors surrounding this, including that Reagan was taking acting lessons to mimic Brett's style and delivery in taking over the show. Now,
misspeaking,
for whatever reason, I have developed a bit of a vested interest in this case. Mostly, I think, because watching the comment section right now feels like a little bit of a car crash. I can't speak English. Watching the comment section now feels like a little bit of a car crash, and I have a tendency to just not be able to look away. And it's not because Reagan in and of herself is necessarily a bad host, although on that front it's kind of hard for me to comment because this is not the sort of content that I typically consume, because I'm typically over here watching Mr. Bolin and Lore Lodge because
I used to watch people get beat the fuck up. I mean, I still kind of do, but yeah.
Because I like to bathe my brain in mysteries. But as a YouTuber who has been around on this platform for a number of years, it is really interesting to me to observe someone else's channel crash and burn this hard this quickly.
That's what you mean. Yeah, yeah, I'm kind of that way too. I love the chaos. I'm a douche. I just like seeing someone crash and burn because there's they crash and burn because it's all self-inflicted wounds. Right? They crash and burn because they caused it themselves. That's what makes it funny. Just look at the DNC party when they did their whole thing. Holy shit, that thing was crashing and burning all.
Probably titled this video, it's like watching somebody speedrun their own destruction.
Yes.
I do have to make note of this too, because I don't want anybody to misunderstand. I'm not talking about this again.
I think the content creator sphere is big on just speedrunning your own destruction. Because, some of these people are trying to get that quick, publicity and trying to make it big as fast as possible so that they can become rich. And then they don't realize that, it's not, can't do that. It doesn't work out like that sometimes.
And making this video to be gleeful about what's happening to this woman.
Also, if you don't have the right person, I guess the personality, charisma, and the gung-ho to do with, like I Show Speed and some of these other, Kaisen some of these other people, right? If you're not doing what they're doing, right, you're not gonna get fucking anywhere.
Investment in this.
The pro gamers, right? The high octane young pro gamers, right?
I'm just interested. I'm like
you gotta be the brain rotted people on the Twitch platform who just spurg out whenever they get criticism.
Like a surgeon cutting into a dead body and being like, that's a hot. So yeah, I just want to preempt that for the people who are like, oh, you're being unkind, possibly, but it's not the primary intention. I'm just interested. What do you want from me? Speaking of things that you
I'm just consuming the content. I mean, you
and that is
I mean, it's not the right, you put out the content, and you have people consume it, and then you want people to comment on the content. So I mean, what are you trying to do? Do you not want people to criticize it? What do you want here? Why are you posting it then if you don't want people to criticize it or watch it, right?
Tell you about today's sponsor, Fume. It's a new year,
I don't want
which
Fume.
means that it's time for a new you. I don't want to do any self-improvement. Yes, you do. Go to the gym.
You shush.
It's finally time to leave behind all your bad habits, especially the inhaling related ones. And it's never been easier.
No,
Thanks
I
to
will
Fume.
inhale all
Fume
the
is this
food.
award-winning flavored air device that is a leading alternative to vaping and other chemical breathing activities. And unlike a vape, it has no heating components, no batteries, and no vapor, meaning there's no toxic chemicals or
There's
even
just
nicotine
smoke,
getting into
oxygen.
your body. Instead, Fume uses these neat little flavored cores that you simply
Oh,
pop
that
into
means, like-
your Fume and go. There are a ton of flavor options available.
I guess it's like
and
water.
because they've
I don't
been
know what
rapidly
exactly is in
expanding
it.
their range, in addition to their flagship Fume, they now have this
It's
beautiful
like
Solano
flavor
Fume, a
oxygen,
magnetic base
basically.
to house your device, and now even these little toppers. These provide a better mouthfeel and are good if you're a person who likes to nibble. So if you too
Huh?
want to break a bad habit in 2025, then click
Why
the
are you
link in the
nibbling on
description,
that?
scan the QR code on screen, or go to tryfume.com/Sydney. And of course, when you order a journey pack, don't forget
you a
to
nail
use
biter?
code Sydney to get your free Fume topper, an awesome accessory to level up your experience. Whether or not you believe that Reagan backstabbed Brett in all of this, or that she's an innocent victim in all of this, I am very clearly of the opinion that regardless, Daily Wire set this woman up for catastrophic failure.
Yeah, no.
Since taking over the show,
Yeah, regardless of whether or not, yeah, they set her up for, they set her up, dude.
the channel has bled hundreds of
Yeah,
thousands of
that's a rip.
subscribers, and it continues to bleed. People, a month on, continue to leave really brutal comments on the channel's videos.
Where is
saying
Brett
they want Brett
Cooper?
back, that they're unsubscribing. Some of them are
Bro,
even
she's
honestly
gone. She's
pre-paying
on her
comments
own
to Reagan
channel.
herself. And I think I'd be remiss if I didn't say that a larger portion of people than you realize actually really enjoy watching the downfall of an internet personality. It's sort of comparable to what I imagine the Coliseum used to be like, where everybody packs in and is so amped up about
I mean,
this
just look at the
incoming
Hawk Tua
bloodletting.
podcast when
Humans
she did
really
her.
haven't
Is
changed
she
a whole
still
lot
doing the
in
Hawk Tua shit?
thousands of years. I will be sad when an asteroid inevitably takes
Or
us
is she
out,
still
but
caught up in legal action?
I think we probably will have earned it. Anyway, I think that's partially what we are seeing in action here, this collective punishment event, this collective punishing event, especially when you consider that people become very defensive of their favorite internet personalities
Oh,
and
yeah.
the people that they show
Just
up
look
for
at
regularly.
VTubers.
Would you guys defend
Whenever-
my honor? I hope
Just look at the VTuber community. When you criticize one of their VTubers, holy shit, they freak the fuck out.
you would. I know I always say this isn't a cult, but we could. We could be one. Reagan's video views are also horrific compared to the hundreds of thousands of views that Brett would pull in a single video. When I say horrific, I mean Brett was averaging somewhere in the realm of at least 300,000 views a video. I think the lowest that I saw was 150,000 views, but most pieces of content that she put out were between 500,000 to 1 million views, which is, it's good. You know, it's good for a channel this size that also uploads basically every day. Reagan, on the other hand, is getting anywhere from 20,000 to
Yikes,
50,000 views with a channel of, again, 4 million subscribers. In YouTube land, this is not good. Like I
Yeah,
said
she
before,
got
YouTube
fucking-
channels especially
got
are
cooked.
built around personality. There isn't really
She's
any
still
room to simply
burning
copy and
as we
paste someone
speak.
into a new show and expect it to work the same
She's
way
still
as
in the
before.
frying pan.
So while Daily Wire might
good.
own the show, they might own the content and might have wanted to salvage the idea, which again, I don't blame them for. Well, replacing Brett was just never going to work out, and I don't know if
Yeah.
they foresaw that.
Yeah,
being
I
the
think
case.
what happened was the comment section with Brett Cooper, right? That was her, right? That was her brand. And then to try and put someone new who hasn't been like a part of the whole thing for that long, right? Brett Cooper has been there for like however many long podcasts, right? So you're asking people who watch the show consistently for Brett Cooper to then watch someone else who isn't Brett Cooper. It's like, yeah, no, that's like You just took a shotgun and just fucking blew off your whole fucking leg, dude. Like, Jesus. Like you just blew off both your legs, man. You are Lieutenant Dan.
Has been doing the same show and
Lieutenant Dan got no legs now.
And when fans believe
you blew
that
him
their
off.
favorite host is being slighted or hurt in some way, they will act accordingly towards whoever comes next. I just fundamentally think this was such a weird move for the Daily Wire, and I don't believe for a second that they couldn't foresee this happening. I have been lurking the breastkeeper sub.
You had to have had what? Matt Welsh, right? Matt Welsh or fucking Ben Shapiro say something. I mean, come on. I mean, they shit-canned Candace Owens, right? So it's like they have had to have said something about this.
Subreddit, yes, hello guys, I see you, for the last number of weeks, and I even find it really interesting within Brett's own fan base how people either feel like Reagan fully betrayed her, and
actually, now that I think it, maybe they do like separate stuff anyways.
But then there's
they are co-workers, but they do separate things
and are not 100% on board with what she may or may not have done to Brett. And then they also feel like this downfall is just a really sad net effect of terrible decision making on the part of the company employing these women. Or used to be employing these women, or used to be employing these women. So imagine all of our shock and surprise when Daily Wire's own CEO decided to weigh in on the situation. During a Q&A session for members, I think, Jeremy Boring made some very interesting claims about the situation, such as the reason Reagan behaves like Brett and has her mannerisms and whatnot is not because she was giving acting lessons, but because they were best friends and Reagan has worked on this show for so long.
And so, some of the accusations against Reagan have been really ugly, like
that
she's
because we don't know how long. I didn't know how long Reagan was working with her.
Brett's best friend and one of the writers and the producer of the show. She's worked as much on the show
if we take it at face value, sure. Yes, there is a possibility that since they've been working for so long together, that she picked up some mannerisms.
Their delivery, because they have helped craft the show together.
Boring also seemingly throws some shade at Brett here, and I might be reading into it, but other people seem to perceive this this way as well, by saying that he never sent Reagan to acting lessons, but he did have to send Brett to various performance-based classes for the various things that she was working on, which actually makes total sense there. I think that's very normal for actors and actresses.
It's actually ironic because I did send Brett to various kinds of lessons as a performer.
See, lessons. Now that would make more sense now, right? Since Brett and Reagan are friends, she probably coached Reagan a little bit, so that's probably why she picked up some of the mannerisms. And that's totally fine.
Brett's a terrific actress, and always, the entire time I've known her, she has been. As will be evident when you see the Pendragon cycle. But I did send her to dancing lessons and singing lessons in preparation for her role as Snow White. I sent her to dialogue coaching sessions.
Where this gets even weirder, at least to me, is Boring stated that...
Wait, what? Brett Cooper? What are we talking about? Huh? Oh, that's why. It's their streaming service. Oh, and they have like a whole trailer for her too. Wow. Oh wow. Oh, rip. Jules. One that's this. Rip. I don't know what happened.
That it hurts his feelings that Brett hasn't defended Reagan in all of this, claiming that Brett was the person who recommended Reagan in the first place.
And it's hurt my feelings a little bit that Brett hasn't done more to defend her friend Reagan. You know, Brett chose to leave the show. It was her idea, her stated desire to leave the show and to leave the company, she had personally recommended Reagan to me.
Boring finishes off by saying that the attacks on Reagan are basically crafted by outsiders who want the Daily Wire to fail, not because people are genuinely pissed off about what happened here. Oh, it's like that, huh?
Are you sure?
I feel like I look like a...
But didn't you... But you stopped employing Brett Cooper. So you didn't give her another contract. So you essentially gave up on your podcast. Because it's not the same anymore. With the new person. How many people are gonna like the new person when they come in and start, you know, when people have been watching forever with the original person, but now the original person left and started their own show.
Vira today, but the Wish version. Now,
Oh, the Wish, yeah.
Number
The
one.
Temu version, Wish, discount store, Dollar Tree, fucking 99-cent store, fucking.
And maybe the most importantly, there's nothing wrong with defending your people. I actually completely support that. But that doesn't make this video any less weird or his comments any less weird. And most importantly, it doesn't help this situation. And it only adds to this speed run of self-destruction because it demonstrates that the highest person at this company is also shrugging off the legitimate concerns of viewers. And all that does is erode trust. Not to mention, Boring's video borderlines throwing Brett under the bus, which again, if you're trying to ameliorate a situation, this is not the way to do it. Like, of all the things you could have done or said about this situation, this is what gets added. Maybe I don't get it. Maybe it's because I'm not a CEO of a major company and call myself a god king. I'm just kidding, guys.
Wait, did you? Oh yeah, he did call himself God King. Yeah, he did do that. I mean, yeah, we don't really know what his business plans are, right? We don't know exactly what he's trying. Right, what exactly does he see for where his company is going in the next, I don't know, 2 to 5 years, wherever, 1 to 5 years, I don't know. Right, we don't know what's in his mind. We don't know what he has planned on paper, right? Hard to say. But given what he's done, he fucking shellacked himself real bad. No one's watching fucking Reagan, right?
Guys, you don't have to scream at me in the comments. Except I'm not kidding at all. Another sort of weird observation that I'd like to make here that might honestly legitimately be completely off base is that these comments feel to me to be agreed upon ahead of time, like they're pre-packaged in a way. Why do I say that, you might be asking? Because almost word for word, this is precisely what Riley Conrad, Reagan's alleged cousin, said in her own video about this that she posted to TikTok and then promptly deleted. Why do these people always delete everything?
Yeah, that's weird. Why are they deleting things? Oh, maybe because... I guess because it brought some controversy? Maybe liability issues because they were supposed to keep it NDA or something. I don't know. Why would they... You post it saying all this shit. And then you get people talking about it. Why does it It's not a marketing ploy to try and get more views to come to Brett Cooper. That'd be kind of dumb, right? They shot themselves in the foot by doing that. Wouldn't they want to do it the other way? By trying to funnel it to Reagan? Yeah, see, this
Riley
Yeah,
Conrad
it doesn't
made
make
the
sense
same
why they
claims
deleted their
that
shit.
Reagan acts like Brett because they're best friends, that Brett suggested Reagan as her initial replacement.
Everybody's accusing her of having acting classes. I can tell you, that is how Reagan's always been. That's how she's always spoken. Yes, maybe they have some of the same mannerisms. They've been best friends. Who of you has a best friend and doesn't start kind of talking like them? You usually have the same lingo. So the acting classes, rumor, it's just
Lingo?
that.
Well, I
It's a
mean the
rumor. Reagan has never
slang,
had
right?
acting
Oh,
classes.
that's lingo. Slang is different, right? I mean, you may like mimic or mock your homie a bit sometimes, but yeah,
Classes, she literally just does speak that way. That's how she is.
And it's on the same
but
item
you wouldn't,
in like a TJ Maxx.
you wouldn't one for one like mimic what every fucking aspect of every aspect of what they're doing, right? To the hand movement, right? To the hand gestures, right? Those little things, right?
Would I buy it? And typically, if the answer is no, then that means that I should not buy it in a Goodwill just because it's thrifted.
This is me kind of going through this a bit blind because I didn't get to try any of this stuff on, so I really don't know what fits.
Suddenly, they are treating our first and second families like American royalty or celebrity status, which for conservatives is shocking and hasn't been seen in a very long while. Here's one of the posts from Oscar de la Renta. Whether Josh's transition was authentic, and the more we looked into the story and into him, the wilder the entire thing
God
got.
damn it.
Seeing as we are a cult now, you guys will just believe what I tell you to believe.
Them
Listen to your
doing all that
supreme
shit, I
leader.
do that
you
too
only really need
sometimes.
to look at Reagan's old
Because
content to see
in communication, or well, in college courses and just speaking, right? You're supposed to do that.
see how she previously
Right,
behaved,
yeah.
her mannerisms,
You're
and so on.
basically,
And-
it's a form of being an educator, right? It's to show that you know the information you're talking about. You're a reliable source, yada yada yada.
At least in my opinion, it wasn't like she acts now. Not to
Right,
mention,
you have the
Brett herself
credentials
told
to
the
back up
Spectator
why
that
you're
she did
doing
not
or-
suggest Reagan for this role.
It's a form
so
of
the question is, who do we believe?
having some authority in a sense.
The person directly involved here, Brett, or do we believe our own eyes watching Reagan's previous content, or do we believe the company that's in damage control? Do you ever have those moments where you're just thinking, this is all so dumb? I also
It
have
is.
to comment on how icky it is that Jeremy Boring and Riley Conrad have both made comments saying that Brett, should say something about this situation and step up
What?
and defend Reagan, probably knowing full well that she can't do that.
Yeah,
Obviously,
like
I
what?
don't know the
It's like-
details of her NDA, but if
Yeah, I did. Yeah, given the nature of what, we don't know the nature of what the Daily Wire did to like the Non-Disclosure Act and right the non-disparaging agreement. Right, we don't know any of that stuff. So them saying all that stuff, and then what Brett Cooper can only just be quiet because she can't divulge any of the information pertaining to the company, right? Pertaining to what she signed. So it's like, why are you asking to do something that she can't really do? Unless you're asking her to break her contract.
these other people are suggesting that she should say something, knowing full well that she's unable, it's just asinine. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
depressingly
weird.
on brand for the media industry. So
Like it's it's from the people that put her under the fucking contract, which makes it even fucking weirder. So it's like, why are you doing this?
I don't know. Do with that information what you will. Also, additional side note. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
not super
that's right. They fucking copyright took down this guy for his shit. Dream my deal. What you want? What you want, puto? He's getting deported? Who is? Huh? Oh. I was all like, what are you talking about?
of her deleted TikTok
who's
about this. A smaller channel called Echoes from Above said that
I
he
thought
got
you
a
I thought
copyright
you were talking
notification
about
from
my deals.
YouTube,
Like what?
and YouTube
Huh?
actually backed him because using this girl's video is considered fair use, which it is.
But
That's true.
that sucks.
I also
Unfortunate.
saw a post from my children over at the Brett Cooper subreddit where Reddit even deleted this video due to copyright. Oh no, I don't believe it. Reddit is just so well known for protecting free speech.
I don't even
This
like that
copyright
fool, but he's
situation
getting
could be
deported.
India-related. I honestly have no idea. Or it could
What's
be
wrong
a
with you?
coordinated effort to get the original coordinated thoughts off of the internet so that when Jeremy made his video talking about it, it appeared very authentic and original. Well, I
Are you
drank my
okay?
conspiracy juice today, did you? Anyway,
Where are you
the
going
last
with this?
thing that I want to make note of is a post that was made on Reddit that has since been deleted.
back.
Why do you people delete everything? It basically called
Because
out
they don't
Jeremy
want to be
Warren
caught
as
up
an
in some
egocentric
fucking
maniac.
legal liability shit. Right? All these people who keep posting shit is like, they're either trying to start some shit, or they're trying to make like Brett like spill the beans and like get her fucked over. I don't know. It's bad. Bro, these protests so cringe. Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. Did you see the dude, I think it was today, but they tried to stop some cars, and there was one guy. I don't even know if it was a guy or a dude, but the one car tried to get past them and drive away, and the dude was just like punching their fucking car and like trying to stop them and shit. It was so fucking weird. And then he had an object in his hand and fucking threw it at the just like the window of the car. Jesus Christ, man. He was trying to fuck up that person inside the car for some reason.
Defended Brett Cooper
And
and
after
suggested
that happened,
Reagan had in fact
they fucking
stabbed
drove
her in the
off
back.
because it was
The
like
poster
at that
also
point,
writes like they
it
presently
fucking
work for the
antagonizing
Daily
the
Wire,
driver.
But even with that in mind, I still want you to take this with an enormous grain of salt because this is still basically
Yeah, I don't know what it is about people, but every time when they riot or when they get in that protesting mood, they get all handsy. Right? And that's like, what are you doing, man? You're asking to get fucking cops called on you.
this post on a social media platform that's now been
Right,
deleted.
they get into the
Author,
vandalism.
who I'm gonna call
Right,
Mr.
they start
Associate,
burning
so it's less
shit.
confusing, makes the
Right,
claim
they start
that
putting their
Brett was
hands on people. It's
backstabbed,
like,
that
dude,
she
what are you
left
doing?
not for financial reasons, like a lot of people seem to think, but because of management, and that the Daily Wire has insane non-competes for everyone, not just talent. And for those of you who aren't aware, don't know what that is, a non-compete...
Also, they went there like they're protesting illegally too, right? They're blocking up traffic. They're blocking up people from going to work, right? They're blocking literal services possibly, right? So it's like them doing that really just is not good.
It is basically a legal protection that prevents an employee from working for a competing company
yeah.
or starting their own similar company / business within a specific time period or location / area after leaving their existing job. And these are actually really common across many industries.
Non-compete
this
clauses
isn't just a
or
media
whatever?
thing, so I really wouldn't read too much into that.
There was one where a group was stopping an old woman, white woman, and they were laughing at her, saying, she's getting mad. Theirs was the edger on the top of her car throwing up gang signs like, bro, I know Americans don't like us, but this ain't helping our cause. It's making it worse. Yeah, it's bad. I mean, when you had, when you had 4 years of Biden, and then you have people just misrepresenting information about how people are getting fucked up in our country, and right, how people are doing it illegally, right, and how some of these people are the ones getting fucked. Like, jeez, you know that your taxpayer money is all going to the right. You protesting and breaking and vandalizing shit, right? Your money has to go back into, fixing the shit that you just fucked up. Like, what are you doing? Stop it. Stop being retarded. Like, god damn it. Why are people so fucking retarded?
Associate also paints Jeremy Boring
Literally
as a bit
can't
of an
make it up,
egomaniac
dude.
who believes that he can make or
Literally
break people.
fucking up public roads. Stealing fucking fire hydrants. Ripping out fucking, right. Really, ripping out the copper wire. Right, stopping people from going to work and making money. Stopping firefighter people from, right, trying to do their job. Like, Jesus Christ, man. You guys are insane. You guys want the downfall of your own fucking country that fast? Like, good God.
Build their careers or destroy their careers, which again really lines up with other things that I've been told privately by former staff. And just to be clear, the people who have told me things, these are not people who really have any sort of axe to grind. They're not mad. They're not trying to be spiteful. They just are speaking to the work culture that they experienced while at this particular company. And yes,
also, like, a lot of those people who were protesting, right, they were, a lot of them were, like, young high schoolers. And then you had a lot of them who are fat. And then I think some of them just don't want to go back to school. I think some of them just hate getting education, so they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go do this rioting, and I'm gonna go protest.
I'm acutely aware that not everybody likes the place that they work at. No workplace
Oh
is
yeah, no. Right, I mean, look, in every facets of life, or in every facets of industry, whether it's the education field, the tech industry, right, the government, people will fucking hate their jobs. I hate to say it, but they are mostly fat. We call the fat women torture. Stop it.
Perfect, I'm sure. Everybody has something to say about, the place that employs them, but I just think it's interesting. I just think it's interesting when repeated thoughts and ideas come
I
from...
mean, honestly, I think a lot of the protesters who's doing the shit, right, who's going out into the streets and blocking, right, highway or the freeway and shit, yeah, I think those guys are just brain dead. Their IQ level's so low. Not a single attractive people there. I think you also have some of the LGBTQ plus people there too, right? Like the trans movement people there too. Right, I think you got the pronoun crowd in there too. So it's a mixed bag, really.
Different people about the same thing over and over and over again. So also, for the people who are steadfast in the belief that for Brett all of this has been about money, I have it on good authority that it isn't, but more than that, in a live stream from early 2023, Brett even said herself that she thought the Daily Wire paid her very generously, and she was surprised by, appreciative of, but didn't expect the pay bump that they gave her when her show started taking off. This live stream is also very long, so I'm not going to try to summarize it, but a couple key points that stood out to me is Brett basically expressing a lot of admiration for the other hosts at the company, as well as saying that she isn't someone who will compromise herself for money. Integrity is very important to her, and honestly,
well, I mean,
during
isn't
this
that
live
what
stream,
she built
comes
her
off as really
brand on?
authentic and truthful.
Really.
So
it's
again,
the
I think this video is an interesting watch
history
if you are
topics
looking at it
and
after all this drama has
right,
unfolded.
her political
so
views,
back
right?
to my original point. In my opinion, every action that has...
I hate since we're minorities, we're associated with the LGBT people. I mean, if these people were to actually understand their history, like, California is, it is part of it. Like, we all live on the same fucking planet. Like, I don't know why the fuck we're fighting each other over the stupidest shit. right? Everyone's trying. We're all on the same boat. Why the fuck do you gotta rock the goddamn boat so much, right? Fucking pain.
Seemingly been taken, and all the drama surrounding this has made the downfall of this show worse and worse. As far as Reagan goes, if you're in the backstabbing camp, then I have to imagine that it's pretty satisfying to watch somebody who's potentially a bad person fail. And that failure is partially because she participated in hurting a friend and colleague just so that she could get ahead. She is currently riding that friend's coattails. She is currently...
I mean, I hate to say it, but the content creation sphere is like that. Same with a lot of the... Right, a lot of these industries are pretty cutthroat. Right? With the tech field, if you're not on point with computer programming languages and IT, right, stuff like that, you're cut, dude. Someone's gonna fuck you over because there's someone who's gonna be better than you. And that's just how it is in every part of these jobs and industries, right? Especially when it comes to sports. That's a very fucking specialized field, right? There's only very specific people that can go into sports, right? You have to be super athletic, right? Same with, say, law or so, right? Well, I mean, I wouldn't say law, but something like aerospace, right? Aerospace shit, right? That's like years and years of fucking learning, right? Decades even. Yeah. And then you got the entertainment right, Hollywood entertainment industry where it's kind of cutthroat too, where you might not get a gig, possibly, and it's based on right, how good you can act, right, and what kind of personality they want or character they want in their movie.
Profiting off of something that she didn't build, and that has got to be frustrating for a lot of people. If you fall into the
I mean, every place has a business model that they need to follow to make a successful business.
As well. The Daily Wire obviously should have coordinated this a lot better, because if Brett was in fact amicable with everybody on her way out, and if she was cool with her departure,
the fact that they put Regan on like towards the end there. They should have introduced Regan slowly, right, over time. But I think it was just too short notice. I mean, they tried to introduce Regan slowly, but I don't think it was good enough. Because I think people still wanted Brett Cooper no matter what. And for them to like break that mold, I don't think that's gonna happen. Right, because most of those people were there for Brett Cooper, right?
Doing this so abruptly
not
was
her
always
friend,
going to
Regan.
alarm her audience and roll a bunch of people around to the idea that she wasn't leaving on good terms, which obviously we know to be the case. If Daily Wire were so intent on maintaining the comment section channel, because that's probably what's guiding this, is the fact that it's a 4 million or used to be closer to 5 million subscriber channel, which is
they're just trying to save the channel, right?
Very valuable. If they were so intent on keeping this, then this situation should have been slow rolled. We should have been able to see Brett and Regan interacting, warm people up to the idea of a new host.
No, so she's basically saying what I didn't pre-watch it, by the way. That's funny.
And then Brett could have had a passing the torch.
Usually, I will say when I pre-watch things, I didn't pre-watch this one.
Episode with the new host or Reagan or whoever, and then said goodbye and been on her merry way, and people probably would have received it a lot better than how they're receiving it now. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, it didn't happen.
Couldn't, because the poopies have hit the fan. And knowing the poopies were going to hit the fan and then stay on the fan or the Roomba, if you guys like that better. That's a lot messier than the fan. Then Reagan probably should have been given her own show. Let her...
Yeah, right. They could have made a different show, right? Yeah, it was just the poor choice in organization, right? And leadership. That's all it comes down to. Also, their business plan. I don't know what their business plan is, so... I mean, she... Obviously, fucking Sydney Watson doesn't know their business plan either. Because we're not privy to know that type of information. But yeah, they... like I said, they fucking shellacked themselves. They fucking took out that shotgun and just blew off both their legs.
Start everything and build it from the ground up. Let her build her own audience, not just take over somebody else's.
Brett Cooper was the only one like making that sinking ship survive. Right.
Let her start.
It was her channel.
To live in someone else's
comment
shadow.
section with Brett Cooper.
Again,
Literally, comment section with Brett Cooper.
That
was the fucking. That was the channel thing.
I
mean, you just destroyed it.
Punching you in the face. Ultimately, although we are in a cult now, I actually can't tell you which perspective is the right one. You guys have to work that out for yourselves.
That was the brand
what
and
I
ruined.
Say, though, is
fucking
that
ruined.
I think the writing with this show is kind of on the wall, and a lot of this kind of just feels dead on arrival. And even when
as soon as Regan came in, it was dead.
Negative feelings around this situation dissipate from a lot of viewers. This show will just not quite recover. It won't ever be what it was when Brett was at the helm. Everyone with half a brain should have seen this coming, and everyone with a full brain should have handled this a lot better.
Yeah.
In the end, I will probably continue to be a very curious onlooker, like many of you, but I don't foresee this getting any better anytime soon. Now, before I open the floor to all of you, this is just a reminder to check out Fume using the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen. When you do and use code Sydney, you will get a free Fume topper when you order a journey pack. I love Fume. They've been a longtime friend of the channel. Go check them out and go show them some love. Now, I open the floor to all of you. What do you all think? Are you of the opinion that maybe this is a little bit of karmic justice being played out? Are you of the opinion that everybody in this situation is kind of being kicked in the face because there was some really poor planning and decision making around this? Do you think that Reagan is in the wrong, that Brett is in the wrong? What do you make of Jeremy Boring's commentary on this? Was it inappropriate? Was it appropriate? Should he be doing and saying these kinds of things? And what do you generally make of this issue overall? As always, if you have made it this far in the video, congratulations. I always like having you along for the full ride. If you are new here and you are not subscribed already and you would like to see more of me and more of this kind of content, feel free to subscribe to the channel, as well as leaving this video a like and a comment, because I do read the majority of them and I really like hearing your feedback. If you have a video suggestion, feel free to let me know. I do have a running list of them, but in the interim, I will see you wonderful, pretty, beautiful people in the next video.
Well, I mean, it's also some of these people were caught up in like that Russia scheme. Well, I mean, it wasn't really right. Some of these guys were getting kickbacks because of one of their multimedia or multi-stream or company, right? It kind of like took on a contract or something that had Russia money. But yeah, a lot of these fucking drama has been around, right? Fucking podcasters and Daily Wire, just in the mix of all these. Anyway. That is Sydney Watson. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's hard to say without having right, because they did. Yeah, with her NDA and right, the non-disparaging agreement, like we don't. Yeah, we don't really know what's going on. And then you got the weird comments from the CEO. It's like, yeah, they fucking, yeah, they hurt themselves real bad. Cause now, yeah, oh yeah, this was 9 days ago, but yeah. Or 4 days ago.